Hello everyone. This is just a brief tutorial on the journal reflection for Unit 1, Lesson 4. So when you click on the lesson, it's giving you the activity. So it's called the Presidency Now. So basically you are going to be looking for articles pertaining to President Trump. Just remember for this, you can use the news you pursue. You can use several different articles for these assignments or several different sources. Just remember if whatever resources you're given in class are not working for you, you are absolutely able to do a Google search or whatever search engine you would like to use. You just want to make sure that those sources are very reliable, that you're not hitting things that are not actual news, that they're opinion or things like that. Okay, so what you're going to do is you are going to look for a story that's run in about the past month about President Trump. You're going to identify two of the following five news values. So these are the news values that you should have learned about last week that were talked about back in 101 and 102. So timeliness, proximity, novelty, conflict, or impact that the story contains. So right now, anything that has to do with President Trump is going to contain timeliness, right? Because it's happening right now. So that should automatically be one of the news values that you're able to at least identify. The others, you're going to obviously want to look at those and then select one that is in that story that also pertains here, okay? So remember, any story about the president also has to do with prominence. So hint, hint. So that would also maybe have to do with prominence, right? So you kind of have the two news values that you already need there. But if you would like to try and find some of these others and pick more than two, I would love that because I would like to see that you're getting the idea of news values and what they are. Okay. So um, you are going to write a sentence for each and you're going to tell me how it meets that criteria. So remember that journal, it's actually just a Word document that you're going to have a collection of over the semester, and that's going to kind of be your journal. So there's technically no actual journal. You're just creating a new Word document for each assignment. So basically you need the link, right? So remember up here, whatever link, you're just going to copy and paste the link of that article whatever web page you're on, right? Super simple. You're going to have the two news values, so you can either list those out separately in a blank. I'm going to show you really quick. Sorry, I'm going to pull this up and do a new. That way, if you didn't happen to be at our Class Connect session where we talked about this, but basically, let me pull this down. So let's say this was the news article that I was using, right? So I would copy that and I would put it in my document. So now I have the news article that you use. That's one of the things I'm looking for, right? So then the next thing I'm looking for is a list of the news values. So let's say I'm going to say that there's prominence and there's also timeliness because there's an election coming up, right? But remember, like I said, if you find more in there, or if there's all five, you can tell me what all five are. That would be fantastic. I would love that. So then the third thing that you're going to do is you're going to do a sentence for each explaining how the value meets that criteria, right? How the news value meets that criteria. So let's say I'm going to also do for mine, I'm going to do proximity because I read an article, proximity. Okay, and I'm going to use an old article because this is not something that would be current, right? So I am going to pretend that my article had to do when President Trump visited our area after we had tornadoes or whatever, right? So I would say something as simple as, and this is an old article, so obviously you're not going to be able to use this, But the article would have been I live kind of in the Dayton area, Dayton, Cincinnati area. So, and if I read an article about when President Trump came to visit some of our area, um, and I commented on that. So my response would be something like, um, the article I read was about President Trump's visit to my area after the tornado. Oh, that's not how you spell tornadoes. Tornadoes. It is, oh, sorry. It shows prominence because it is about the current president. It also shows proximity because, oh, my spelling is bad today, because it took place, oh, type too fast, place in my area. That's all I need, right? So really there's not timeliness right now. But if I was pretending I was writing this back when that happened, I could also, it just happened a few weeks ago or a month ago or whatever, right? So remember, these are 5-point assignments. And technically, if I'm writing about um, in here prominence, and if I'm also writing about proximity, I don't even have to list these up here because they're down here in this little area. If you want to list them, it's easy for me to kind of see and pick it out. But technically, if I took these away, this still would be a full credit assignment for you. Okay, so it's super important that when you're looking at these, remember they're worth 5 points and it's super quick and fast, right? It's not something you should be spending 10 years on. It's something that you researching the article, reading the article, that should be the long part of the assignment. This should not take you very long to do. All right. So I just wanted to make sure we were aware of that. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.